From your local election headquarters, you're watching WTAJ News election coverage.
Welcome back into your local election headquarters. I'm Jordan Tracy here at your election hub on WTAJplus.com. We have Terry Tomasetti, Dr. Jack Barlow here. We've been kind of coming through, looking at some results. It's still very early for basically every race we're looking at so far.
Yeah, that's true. Early in the night.
Early in the night. Some precincts reporting, some
pretty
some
hard to
yet.
predict anything at this point.
Yes. One of the races that we'll start with in this iteration of our coverage is the Jefferson County Sheriff race. As you can see, some of the results coming in with 41% reporting there in Jefferson County. Carl Gottswald Sr. leads Paul Pape at a margin of just about, 2,000, 3,000 votes there. But again, early 41% reporting.
I think you can call that one.
You think you can call that one?
I think you can call that one.
Obviously, this one has.
Is there something, and you know this better than I do because you were talking about it, is there
Yes.
something going on with respect to the Democratic candidate?
Yes, Paul Pape is actually facing some charges from the the Attorney General's
Are
office.
they considering charges at this point, or have they announced they're going to?
They have announced the
Okay,
charges. He's alleged as acting as a constable to be trading off favors in exchange for sexual favors. At this point, still alleged. You don't know what's going on, but we do have that story on our website on wearecentralpa.com.
Well, if that's
you want to check
that
that
has
out.
an impact on the
Yes,
election.
it definitely would have an impact on the election. We do have a reporter on this race in Jefferson County. We have our Allison Gens, who is live, but she's going to be talking about the Clearfield County Commissioner's race. If we can go out to her. Allison, what can you tell us about the Commissioner's race after we've talked here about the sheriffs?
Yeah, Jordan, I've been following the race throughout the day today, and according to the Clearfield County Elections Office, 52 of the 70 precincts are reporting their results right now, and leading in the votes right now are the incumbents of the race here, Republicans John Sobel and Tony Scotto, and then they're followed by Democrat Lisa Kovalik and then David Glass. Now, Scotto is running for his second term, while Sobel is running for his fourth, and the Kovalik serves multiple roles in the county already, and as president as the Downtown Revitalization Group. Now, David Glass is a business owner with an insurance business in the Du Bois area, and I caught up with all four of the candidates today at the polls, and this is what they have to say.
I want to continue the economic growth that we've experienced under John and myself, and looking forward to future things and helping out the community with the jail issues.
And I'd like to see our workforce development take place, and I'd like to see us lick the drug problem in the county. And so I want to stick around at least long enough to see that happen.
The reason I'm running is I see problems at the county level, and I think that with my engineering background, I can bring some change. I can attack the problems and help leave things better than I started.
Even just best practices within our jail system, which is a big issue right now here in Clearfield County. It's up to the commissioners. So I need to move that one step up to be a commissioner and be able to implement good change.
And now all four candidates, some of the big issues that they are stressing in this election, of course, is the overpopulation in the Clearfield County Jail, as well as finding people to fill jobs that are open in the area, and as well as the budget here in Clearfield County. In Clearfield, I'm Allison Gens, WTAJ News.
All right, Allison, thank you. We do want to go back to that Jefferson County Sheriff's race. We now have 76% reporting now, and we are going to call it for Gottswald Sr., who is up substantially there with 5,600 votes to the 700, a little over 700 for Pape. So at that point, with that margin, 76 reporting, we can now call that race.
That's pretty safe. I think that's easy to do.
Easy to do at this point.
It's not even making us look smart. It's easy to do.
That's right. I don't know. I felt pretty smart being able to do that. It's the first race I've ever called in my life. So there we go. Talking about the commissioner's race there in Clearfield County, do we have, if we could pop up those results as we talk about that a little bit. In Clearfield County, some of the things they talked about is getting people to fill the jobs that they have available in there. As a commissioner.
You mean the county positions? Or you mean just employment in the area?
Employment in the area overall. So trying to get people in that's a tough task as a commissioner, trying to attract people and businesses into the county.
Well, you have to use your industrial development authorities like we use ABCD, which has been excellent There's great pressure on giving tax concessions to allow them to recoup their investment earlier in building the tax base. That's why, again, we're always so jealous of Center County, because they just have so much development.
So much tax base there too, yeah.
It's a difficult task. I mean, we can't create jobs. You just have to try and create an environment where people can come.
Exactly, and we have a lot of rural areas in our region here that are trying to do that. I mean, we've seen trying to get Amazon to build a warehouse here, things like that. That was in Huntington County, I believe, trying to do those things, trying to bring big corporations in to develop right here in the heart of PA.
Just what happened here in Blair County, I think it was today or yesterday, with the additional layoffs in Norfolk.
Exactly.
Southern.
Oh, that's right.
That was announced.
Those are good paying jobs. That's been, I think at one time they had 17,000 people working there, although it was decades ago. It's difficult.
It's a very difficult thing. We do have some numbers to show you in the race that we've been talking about. One of the key races we've been keeping an eye on tonight, the Blair County Commissioner's race. If we can pull up some of those early results here, 19% reporting. It looks like the Republicans, as we've talked about, leading both with 33% of the vote, a small margin of Amy Webster leading Bruce Erb in that, but those 2 seats, there's 3 seats up there. Laura Burke is leading Ted Beam Jr. at this moment by a margin of 18% to 16%, very close, just under 200 votes there in between the two of them. A lot of votes obviously going there on the Republican side, so that could be tough for Ted Beam. It's too early.
Too early at this point. The margin's too close. What I've seen historically, being a poll watcher and working out there, is that once there is a certain number of percentages in, I've never seen a significant change in the positions of the candidate. So you get to 25 or 40% of the vote, it just doesn't seem to change later on, no matter what area comes in. So we're getting close to that, but we're not there yet. And what is close is the, right now, and again, it's too early, is the race between Commissioner Erb and candidate attorney Webster. It's very close at this point. It's really a minor change, so that could go any way, as we see.
A lot closer than it was in the primary.
All right, as I've said before, Bruce Erb worked like the Dickens. He planned well. You could see his effort. You always look at yard signs in yards as opposed to out in medial strips. He was everywhere.
Yeah, definitely an interesting race that we're keeping an eye on there. Do you think it's maybe more difficult on the Democratic side in a race like this, because most of the base here is Republican? They're using those votes on the Republican side, so you have a lot less votes to pull from maybe as a Democrat.
You do. It's true, it's very true in this case. You know, you have Commissioner Beam, who's had a good relationship with Republicans. He was a big supporter of Senator Jubileer. He was a Republican for a while. He has gone back and I won't say gone back and forth. He was Democrat, then he was Republican, he was back to Democrat. So he has that tie. We'll see where it goes.
Yeah, definitely.
Interesting. It's too close to call.
Too close to call. Too close to call. It'll be interesting to see how that progresses through the night. And with that, we will be here with you throughout the night. Back again at 10 o'clock. So make sure you tune in at WTAJplus.com. At that point, hopefully we can start calling a little more races here, more numbers come in. Thank you very much for tuning in. We'll see you again at 10 o'clock.